Yeah, no. Good morning, everybody. Getting the groove going on. I could have done working for the weekend, but we don't really have a weekend in this business. So.
Yeah, no such thing. Yeah.
Or during the weekday or whatever it may be. So, happy Thursday morning, early here in October. We are in the fourth quarter, right? If I do the math right, October, November, December, that's the fourth quarter. So this is when we put the throttle down and get things done for the rest of the year. So. Welcome. Thanks for joining us this morning. We'll get started. I saw some nice faces there. Always like to find cute little sayings or memes and stuff, but this is one that is a reminder to myself and to all of us. Stop wishing your life was better. Be better. Eat better. Think better. Do better. And, basically, it's in our own control. We try to give you the skills, the tools, and the support to be successful, but it really comes down to you going out there and doing it, making those calls, right, Don?
Yes, sir.
Yep. So here we go. This was from last month as well, but it's just, small daily actions. I've got like 5 books on habits, and they're all like half read. So go figure, right? There's a habit of finishing those books. But still, it is one of those things. As we come very, very close, we are 2 weeks away, just under 2 weeks away from our Growth Summit. There's still a last chance to get going. They're offering a big discount of $200 to go if you want to go. This is in Arizona to celebrate our 25th anniversary. The Growth Summit is typically 3 days, 2.5 days, and this one's like 1.5 days with a party afterwards for the 25th anniversary, a tour of the corporate headquarters. And it's at a very nice casino/resort there. Pitching that if you wanted to join. I think there's a handful of us coming from Houston. I'll be there, and Don will be banding down the fort here while I'm gone. Sorry, Don. But next year, and we'll go from there. So, okay. On that note, I have one more song for you. I won't play the whole song, but you'll see why I'm playing it in a second. Obviously, we love to listen to that, but I wanted to say that we are a HomeSmart family. And when they talk about the HomeSmart business family, we are a mortgage company that's not here in Texas, but we have our mortgage partners in Movement Mortgage here. We have a title company, and we welcome all of our new agents. And of course, many of you heard about the announcements we'll talk about in a second of our acquisition of Realty Associates as well. So, but it is the idea that we want to make sure that you all feel welcome. So on that note, these are the newest agents that have joined us so far, and there's a whole slew of more coming between now and the end of the year with the acquisition. But we want to welcome Jeremy, Alnanisha, Bria, Soraya, Sandra, Bobby, Janice, Samantha, Jesus, Wendy, Caroline, Lisa, Sanjoy, Timothy, and Jonathan for the first ones to come over from different brokerages as well as Realty Associates. Welcome to HomeSmart. You're going to have a fun time here and gets lots of support. So welcome. I also want to say on that note, we did acquire Realty Associates. They have until the end of the year to voluntarily come over earlier. At the end of the year, they'll be completed, and Realty Associates will go away, and they'll all be under HomeSmart. That is, so there are people that are rapidly coming over the next several weeks. Their staff will be moving into the office here with Don and I and Crystal. So you'll have a lot of people here locally, and they'll be managing 2 brokerage under one family, one tree until the end of the year will be one brokerage. It'll be HomeSmart only. So be aware of that, but they are welcome to join our offices, and you're welcome to use their offices because they're ours now as well. So I say that because we currently on the left-hand side have our Galleria office, our Highway 6 office, our Pearland office, and our Woodlands office. We've acquired in the acquisition the Pearland office for Realty Associates, the Sugar Land office, and the Woodlands office. Will be some consolidation in the future and some new offices to come. We're working on better locations, Katy and here in the Galleria. So keep that in mind. But right now, currently, we have the agents that are using the new Realty Associates Woodlands office because it's a bigger office. It's nice. So on that note, I think I have some pictures. Here is the Realty Associates office in the Woodlands, reception area, and just get an idea of the training room, conference room, and how kind of the quality stuff. And we're looking forward to holding classes regionally now that we have more space. So instead of just having them all here in the Galleria, we'll send Don out, myself out to the Woodlands and the Pearland and so forth and Katie, of course, when we have space. So looking forward to that, but I thought it'd be exciting for all of us to know. All right. And if you are new to HomeSmart on this call, and if you're listening to the recording, we record all of our trainings and all of our stuff. We have a lot of ongoing, continual items of value, if you will. We have an onboarding meeting. We have an agent orientation. We have Contracts 101 that Don does every fourth Tuesday in person. So we can go how to write a contract, freshen up or learn from scratch. We have a free clock hour class every second Wednesday of every month, in person and hybrid, virtual. Some of them are in person only, some of them are virtual only, but generally they have both. We have a Smart Start available. We have Elevate 23 and 24. And of course, I'm going to talk about Elevate 2025 coming up here shortly. We have a bi-weekly coffee talk with the broker, a bi-weekly Friday fundamentals where we cover a document or form or best practices. We have the broker line, broker email available. We have our broker team here with mentorship, which Don oversees, mentors, mentees, obviously teams, great team leaders. So you can meet with us, at any point in time. We have commercial team meetings. We have HSI commercial, and then tons and tons of events. So lots of ways to connect with other agents here at HomeSmart. Lots of ways to network and get referrals and to learn if you engage. And of course, just about everything we do record and we place it into your Real Smart Agent on-demand library, so you can go back and view it. Thank you, Vara. Okay. Carolina, yes. Do you have a question, Carolina? Or just a thumbs up?
No, excuse me. It was a error.
Okay, cool. Currently, this is your leadership staff at HomeStart. Myself, the designated broker market leader, Don, assistant broker and mentor manager, obviously Cecilia doing broker review, Ryan in career services, Crystal in agent services. With the acquisition by the first of the year, we're gonna expand that. I don't have pictures for everybody, so it will still be me and Don, but we'll add on Raul, the broker over there, on part of our broker team. Ryan will still be here, and we're bringing over 7 admin positions to help with agent services, broker review, you name it. So it's going to be great to have a lot of support for all of you. So availability to serve all of the office locations and of course your transactions. All right, we have I know I saw Justin here earlier. So our smart partners, you can find everyone that is basically aligned with us in your Real Smart Agents under your vendors. But we like to go through them and allow them a chance to speak to you at every brokerage meeting. And we'll talk about next month. We're going to do another in-person one next month and try to do a hybrid. But we had a great turnout last month and I really enjoyed being able to teach and connect and have lunch together last month. So we have our very own commission advance company that is tied to and part of HomeSmart called Patriot Commission. There's others out there that you can use, but there's a process if you want an advance on your commission. Patriot is one option. We have Movement Mortgage. Justin, I saw you here. You want to?
Yes, sir. Appreciate you, Marty. Good to see you, Don. Like to see everybody here. So, Dustin Golden with Movement Mortgage. I'm the branch manager out here, here to answer any questions you, your buyers, or even really your sellers have got. So I just uploaded a video into the Facebook page, actually, that talks about that zero down program that I know you've heard me talk about in length. So what I'm going to break down for you now is some other cool stuff that we've got for people, such as the buy before you sell programs, right? We've got multiple options for people that don't have a lot of money in the bank potentially, but have a bunch of equity in that home, yet they need to sell in order to buy. We've got solutions for them, right? Multiple solutions. So let me talk to them. We'll find which one makes the most sense for them. The other option that we're using a lot right now are these special investor programs, self-employed people, folks that maybe haven't filed taxes in 1, 2, 5, 10, 20 years, right? There's options for those people that still want to get in on the investor game. As you're seeing, homes are sitting. There's a little bit more options, more ROI potentially for these investors. So let's get them off the fence. We've got solutions for them. Even if they think they can't buy, we've got options to make that happen. So mortgage rates are doing great. They're trending down, which is lovely to see. Keep your fingers and toes crossed. We keep in that direction. But anytime you've got questions, I'll put my contact info in there. Reach out to me. You can Facebook message me, text me, call me, email me. I'm always here.
Thanks, Dustin. I will say this, and oftentimes our smart partners will sign an agreement with HomeSmart to have access to our agents, and we partner with them. We try to, do business together. And I would say that Movement Mortgage, HOA, Home Warranty, and all of our smart partners have been above and beyond, partnering with us on our events, our classes. It's been a great relationship, and the products are great. Don will talk about one of them later on, in the meeting. But whether 100% down, 100% financing, or the buy now, sell later, and other programs. Do you guys have a DSCR program too?
Yep, absolutely. Yeah. So then that's one of those. As long as market rent, and you can run CMAs, they're usually pretty spot on. Give me market rent. As long as that mortgage payment that I'm about to give them on their investment property is less than market rent, it's a slam dunk deal. No questions asked, 20% down. Even if market rent is below what that mortgage payment is, we've got options to where as long as it's, within 15 to 20 to 25% of it, we still got options for them with as little as 20 or 25% down. So a lot of ways to get in there. They can always refinance these programs. The rates aren't atrocious. They're still in the 7s and 8s. So a lot of ways to get people into the game.
And with investors, they're trying to buy leverage more of their cash.
Absolutely.
And the pencil doesn't matter what the rate is. So it's
for sure. And they can get some of those closing costs covered, especially right now, right? The sellers are willing to negotiate more than they probably have in a long time.
Yep. Good. Thanks, Dustin. Appreciate it.
You bet. Thanks for having me.
Put your contact information in the chat too for everybody.
Gotcha.
Thank you, sir. All right. Unpin Justin. All right. Thank you. And all right, we have a Muscular Moving Man in Storage, our nationwide partner, and locally. I typically don't have someone on the call from them. Do we have Tammy or Angela on the phone on the call, I should say, for HWA Home Warranty? Probably not. They've been a great partner as well. We've done a lot of our headshot events with them. We've done a lot of our lunches with them, partnering with Movement. It's been a great partners for us. Move Concierge is a service provided to all of our buyers, free of charge to them, where they get called after closing to basically switch their utilities to help them save money. It's a free service offered on your behalf as an agent, which is pretty cool. American Home Shield, is Shauna with us today? Hold on a minute. Shauna? Maria, got a question? Go ahead and unmute Maria.
Sorry about that.
No problem.
No question, but Move Concierge is also for renters.
Wow. Okay, that's good. Helps renters as well. So really, they have to be hooking up, your cable, your power, your gas, your utilities. Right? Yeah. Thank you.
They really like that. Yep. Okay.
Awesome. American Home Shield, Shauna, you here? They've been great partners as well. And of course, these are our local partners. If you have somebody that wants to partner with HomeSmart that you really like, whether it be inspectors or appraisers or whatever, or businesses that we don't have, send them our way. We'll connect with them and see if they can be a good partner for us. All right, nationwide partners. We have a few extra. Reminder Media. Luke Acree was supposed to be on with us today. Couldn't make it, but we'll have him back again. They're doing a pretty good rate on those. Those are the magazines, different lifestyle magazines that sent out in your name. And they have a lot of social media and ways to network with your clients. But we have Muscular Moving Man, American Home Shield, Move Concierge, looks like T-Mobile and others there. So those are our nationwide partners. I went through a lot of stuff last month about all the things that HomeSmart has rolled out recently. I'm not going to do that again. I'm going to go through an overview, but this is what I want to call out again. Every single month, they're creating a social media piece that you can customize with your contact information for you to post. And so make sure you're looking for that and using it. It's created social media content. You don't have to do all the work, that is informative and value add. So use that in your marketing design center and take advantage of it. And as always, this is kind of the overview of we oftentimes forget of all the tools. And you don't have to use them all, but the idea is you have them when you need to use them and implement them in your business. And oftentimes you implement one thing and then get really good at it, and you add something else and keep on going as your business grows. But Real Smart Agent obviously is where we access all our files and transactions. And a reminder from the compliance team here, Don and I, any executed contract needs to be in Real Smart Agent within 5 days. So make sure that is a reminder to all of you. Your HomeSmart Agent app obviously ties you to your clients. So whenever they look at properties or you book tours and so forth, you can send your app to them. And every time they log on to it, you have information with your client. the client app, of course, the agent app, how do you access your stuff, your marketing design center, which we talked about before, but as it's getting more and more robust about marketing, go ahead and get that one. Your CRM we did a agent advisory council meeting the other day talking about our CRM and how it could be a little bit more robust. It's designed to be simple. That it would be free to you and part of your services. There's other things we offer discounted rates to, like Bold Trail, which is the old KV Core, if you need a lot more robustness. But we can tweak this a bit to make it a little bit more, do a little bit more, like drip campaigns and so forth. Smart showings, obviously set up a showing appointment, your smart site, using your website to market and draw people to it. Obviously the e-sign platform, your smart tools about instant flyers for new listings. The smart signs where they can see all the properties around that sign by using their phone, and you get their information, of course. Homes near me, they can find out what other homes are available in when they're standing there by your sign. Smarty, this is your AI software. So if you have a question in the middle of the night and Don and I are sleeping, you can type in the chat, and it's being added to all the time for about Real Smart Agent, about Home Smart, about brokerage questions as well. So as it continues to get fed the answers from us, the better and better it will get. RPR, we know that's a service through our membership through Texas Realtors and NAR. And they've integrated that. The only brokerage in the nation to integrate RPR into your Real Smart Agent system, which is nice. AI home design, Real Smart Vendor, we just talked about. And then, of course, we're there. Robert, are you here with us today? Robert is out of Georgia. Robert leads our HSI commercial division. It's our Plan D for those that don't know. And you get a discounted rate to CoStar, LoopNet, and a bunch of other things. Networking, meetings, a lot of training. It's pretty cool for those that are full-time commercial. And there's a goal to expand HSI commercial nationwide. That is that part of it. Robert leads that. Great resource for things. There's contact information. And our local HSI commercial members, we have other people that do commercial that are not part of HSI commercial, but these are our members of HSI commercial. Jeff Brokerage, Gaston Carrito, Atif, Aaron Willis are the crew there. I say that because there's a couple of things that I want to talk about that later on referrals. In fact, I'll touch on this right now. I'll talk more about this later after Don goes, but it's one of those things where a request from the team, if you've never done commercial and you get a commercial lead, you're allowed to buy your license to do commercial, but you are also required to have supervision for your first 3 transactions of any new type of experience. So commercial is new to you. You need supervision. And we do that by partnering you with one of our commercial agents. You can choose who you want, negotiate the deal you want, but we want to partner with you with the experience so you don't get in trouble. If you're licensed, you protect your client and you protect the brokerage as well. On that note, don't sign an agreement before contacting one of the commercial agents. There's been several circumstances where a residential agent will sign an agreement for like 1% or whatever it is, and then go to a commercial agent and say, hey, this is what I got. How can you help me? And you've now tied the hands of your commercial agent and helping you. So don't call the agent first. I would say that. All right. Don, welcome to the Don's time.
Yeah. Can you mind if I throw something in there on the what you just talked about? Kind of draw a distinction maybe between supervision and broker line.
Yep.
Because supervision goes beyond what we really can help you with on the broker line. Broker line is really there to help you with a specific question that you have or a specific issue that you're having. Supervision goes way beyond that. It's like being there every step of the way throughout the entire transaction. So if you've never done one before, please don't think that, well, if I run, I'll try it on my own. And if I run into problems, I can call the broker line and they can bail me out, because supervision kind of goes beyond, above and beyond what we can help you with on the broker line. Is that okay? I said that. I know we didn't talk about that.
That's perfect. It really is one of those things that set the expectation and to follow track requirements. We could do a mentorship program for that. We don't have one set up for commercials. We allow you to partner with a commercial agent, but it does require the brokerages to provide that kind of supervision. It's not, like Don said, it's not a one-off question here. It really is holding your hand through the first 3 transactions. And we do that through our commercial agents. Don, go ahead.
Okay, thank you. Do I have the ability to do the slide? Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, first thing, of course, is mentorship. And so we talk about this every brokerage meeting, and of course, this one's no different. If you are new to the business, if you're brand new to the business, and just like we talked about needing supervision on each type of transaction that you've never done before, if you've never done a transaction before, period, mentorship is certainly something that you should be thinking about, that you should be considering, and probably something you should be doing. And a mentorship, of course, involves you being assigned to a mentor. And right now we have about 10 different mentors, and we're going to be adding on to that because we have realty associate agents who are coming on board too, that where you are assigned to somebody who will help you through those first 3 transactions. There's no upfront charge for that. This is a situation where you kind of learn as you go. You don't have to. In a lot of companies, they won't even allow you to start a real estate transaction or do anything until you go through a certain amount of training, a certain amount of practice, a certain amount of classes before you can even start. One of the nice things about HomeSmart is that you're not put in that situation. You can start from day one. You could come in on day one and you could write an offer. If you've got that scenario there, you can do that from day one, but you need that supervision. You need somebody who has that ability to help you through those first 3. That's a TREC requirement, and therefore it's our requirement too, that you have somebody help you. So if you don't know, if I told you today that here's a $500,000 buyer, I need you to go and start writing up the documents for that, and you wouldn't have a clue as to how to do it, you're the perfect candidate for mentorship. So welcome our newest mentor, who's not even listed here because I really just got her signed up yesterday. Gail Markshausen is our newest mentor. And congratulations, Gail. And I know she knows her stuff really well. I've worked with her for as long as she's been an agent. So, all right. And our mentees, Javier, I don't think Javier's on the call, but I actually mentioned him last brokerage meeting because he had just finished his first lease. Well, in the last 30 days, not only has he finished 2 leases, he also has his first sales contract that has been accepted, under contract, ready to go. So he has hit the ground running. So congratulations to him. And other mentees, I don't know if we have any other mentees on the call or not, but if we do, I'd like to know when you have something going too. Actually, your mentor is supposed to keep me up on that. But mentees, if you would let me know that you have transactions that you are working on, we'd like to celebrate that. We would like to celebrate your success. So please feel free to get in touch with me and let me know about that. Okay, Marty, thanks.
Yep.
And then, of course, we have the one and done program too. Those really primarily probably for people who got out of the business for a little while, but now that they're hearing and sensing that things are getting better out there, that the market is improving, which it is. This is a scenario where you don't have to go through the full-blown mentorship program, but you can have a person there on your first deal kind of just help you reacclimate yourself to the documents, to the transaction, to the things that have changed, and have that individual help you through one deal. So that's done through our mentoring program too. The same people who mentor brand new agents can also help you with your first one once you got back into the business. So we've got that one out there too, available for agents if you want to know more about that. Okay. Yeah. This month, if you were on our call on Tuesday, the Coffee Talk call, one of the things Annie Wisdom brought up was the fact that some appraisals are starting to come in a little bit lower. And I think a lot of that stands to reason when you hit that plateau where we are right now, where we have seen prices kind of level off, where the expectation is that they're just going to continue to climb, but they don't. And so we've leveled off, and maybe even in some places, maybe dropped off 1% or 2%, just a little bit, but it's just maybe turned some appraisals lower than the contract sales price. Now, on FHA and VA, we have a built-in protection there. It's in the third-party financing addendum. It says that if the house does not appraise if you put in the contract sales price, it's a blank you have to fill in, then that buyer is not obligated to complete the transaction. But the conventional buyer doesn't have that same protection. It is not there. there is maybe a protection for the conventional buyer if they are leveraging the transaction to the hilt, where they are trying to borrow as much as they possibly can and the house doesn't appraise, then they're not going to be able to borrow that much, and that would create a renegotiation. But there are certain situations where a conventional buyer could still be locked into paying a higher price, even though the house appraised for less. And so this addendum here concerning the right to terminate due to lender's appraisal, which is the TXR 1948 or the TREC 49-1, same document, just different designations by the different associations, gives us the ability to give that conventional buyer that same protection. So, okay, go ahead, Marty.
Cool.
So here's an example. A $400,000 sales price, individual putting $200,000 down and financing $200,000. So like it says, even if the property appraises for $380,000, that sale could still go through if the buyer's well qualified and could qualify for even a 90% LTV. Because if they can qualify for 90% LTV, that means that the maximum loan amount they could get is $342,000. But what are they asking for? $200,000. Lender would do that deal all day long. We wouldn't have to change the sales price. We wouldn't have to change the down payment. We wouldn't have to change the loan amount. That deal could go through exactly the way that it's written. And this document, this addendum, was actually created by the Real Estate Commission back in 2018. And the reason it was created in 2018 was because prior to that, the third-party financing addendum used to give the conventional buyer protection. It used to say that, like in a situation like this, that $200,000 loan represented 50% LTV. So as soon as the house appraised too low, that $200,000 would be more than 50% LTV, and that would give the buyer the ability to get out. They removed that. They removed that section, that part, out of the third-party financing addendum about 7 years ago. So that's why they created this addendum. They created it because it's the only way that we can 100% protect the buyer from having to continue in a transaction if it doesn't appraise for a high enough price.
Yep. Oftentimes, this is rarely, we see it used very rarely in our documents. It's a good thing to bring a reminder to our agents that it's available and it's a certain application. You should probably put it in there.
Yeah, agreed. And because I know a lot of agents who have been in the business a long time still just assume that if it doesn't appraise, then that opens up the door for renegotiation. That's not always true. And a lot of agents who understand that, I have seen them use that to their advantage, where the other side tries to come and renegotiate because it didn't appraise, and they point out to them, based on what? There's nothing here that allows your buyer to walk away because the amount of money they're asking for is so low that even a lower appraisal is not going to have an effect. So, yeah.
Unless they were denied the loan. So, yeah.
Exactly. They wouldn't deny that loan. I mean, most lenders wouldn't deny that loan because you qualify for 342 and you're only asking for 200. Yep. I don't even have to be good in math to know that that's a good idea. That's good. Okay. And that's the addendum. That's what it looks like. And to give the conventional buyer the exact same protection the FHA and VA buyer get, we would use option number 3. Use option number 3, put in the contract sales price. What you just need to make sure of there, where you don't want to get caught, is that they have to walk away within a certain number of days. You want to make sure that the number of days you put in there is long enough for the appraisal to actually get done. Don't put in 15, don't put in 20, because the appraisal is probably not going to be done for 20 or 25 days. Make it 30 or make it a long enough period of time that it actually does you some good. You put 10 days in there, you've just wasted the provision.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Don, we see a lot of these come by. They'll check on 1 or 2 quickly. Yeah, I put you on the spot here. We haven't talked about this, but why would you use 1 or 2 on this form?
Okay, so yeah, good. I mean, that's a great point. Number 1, the waiver says, I don't care what the property appraises for. I'm going to pay the contract sales price. Mm-hmm. That's what it says. It says that it doesn't matter. I'm not taking appraisal into consideration. What I said I'm going to pay, I'll pay no matter what. Even if I have to bring $100,000 cash out of pocket to do it, I'm going to do it. Second one creates a level to where I will still pay contract sales price as long as the house doesn't appraise below a certain amount of money. So it create, like it says, it's a partial waiver. If it appraises here or above, I'll pay the contract sales price no matter what. But if it comes in below that, now we're going to have the ability to renegotiate. Where the third one says, if it does not appraise for the contract sales price, that opens the door for renegotiation, even if it's $1 less.
Perfect. Thank you. Very good. I love your explanation for it.
Thank you.
Oftentimes I see the partial waiver as a gap insurance. For this gap.
Yeah, it's a good way to put it. Yeah.
So good. Thank you.
Yep.
All
All
right.
right. Yeah. So the last part of mine is my personal experience with the buy now, sell later program. And I don't know, is Dustin still on the call?
Yeah. He's
Oh, he is.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I've got very nice things to say about him. So
I appreciate that.
Hey, buddy. So Dustin helped me with this program. And so when we decided to buy, we looked at our different options. First one was put the house on the market for sale, try to sell it, create a contingency. If our current home doesn't sell and close and fund in a certain amount of time, we're not obligated to buy the house that we wanted to buy. But we all know that a contingency like that, especially when your house isn't even on the market for sale yet, that a lot of times that contingency is going to kill your deal, that your deal just is not going to be accepted at all, because the fear is, what if they don't list it for a price that's really going to sell? And even though in that contingency, seller still has the opportunity to market their home for sale, we know the reality is that that seller's probably going to live or die with that contingent offer. They're going to have to, because even though they have the ability to market it for sale, the MLS rule says they have to move it out of active status and put it in pending continue to show status. And I would guess that the majority of agents will not show a pending continue to show property because they know they're being used as leverage. And so in our situation, that was what we were looking at. We also looked at the possibility of an iBuyer. We had Open Door come out and take a look at our house. We just happened to fall into a time frame where Open Door was going through some internal strife. They were going through a time when they were losing their CEO or president. They lost their president, and they were renaming another one. And so Open Door wouldn't even make us an offer on our house. Made us feel like, wow, we must be living in a hut or something. They wouldn't even make an offer. They came in, they took a look at it, and they said, oh yeah, it looks great, we love your house, but no, we're not going to make an offer. It's like, oh, why not? But they did. So that really left us one other option, which was the option of basically a cash out refi. That we did a cash out refi through a company called Up Equity, who was brought to our attention by Dustin. And we went through that process, and they came out and they did a CMA. They sent an agent out to do a BPO. They didn't even do an appraisal on the house. They just went with the BPO that the agent did. They used that number. They offered us a certain percentage of the equity that we had, and we used that, and the loan amount paid off the remainder of the existing loan and left enough cash that's what we used as the down payment on the house that we bought. So we didn't have to qualify for 2 payments because the first loan was paid off. So we only had to qualify for the new house, plus it have the ability now to turn around and put our house, our existing home, on the market for sale. They gave us what I believe is a reasonable amount of time to get the home sold, although I have to get off my rear end and get that done. But that's me, that's not them. And the process was extremely smooth. We closed on the cash out refi with Up Equity on the 17th. They wire transferred the proceeds to Stewart Title in Cyprus, and then we closed on the 22nd. And I also have to give Dustin props. He showed up at closing. He came to closing. I think it was to make sure, because he brought rope. I think he was trying to tie us down to the chair to make sure
you leave without signing. You're right.
Make sure, yeah. But anyway, it was a great process. And so if you have any kind of buyers who might fall into this situation, and a lot of our buyers, a lot of our homeowners have a ton of equity these days because thank you 2021 and the first half of 2022, they've got a ton of equity. And this is a real ability to move up, move down, move where they might not be able to do it otherwise without having to do a contingency. So I'm sorry, I know that was a little bit long-winded, but it really was, it was an extremely good process. Dustin did an excellent job. He was, I can honestly say this, in 42 years in the business, I have never had a loan officer who was more communicative than Dustin, period.
Wow. That's a high praise.
Appreciate you saying that, Don. It's a pleasure helping y'all.
So, anyway.
And think about this. Don's moving this weekend into his new house, and he doesn't have to worry about showings with his old house until he's ready to. I think this is pretty cool. So
Yeah.
now he gets to move in, paint, do whatever. His wife's already doing that kind of stuff, with a new place before they move their furniture in, and then they can work on the old place. I like it. So very nice. Thanks for sharing, Don.
Yes, sir.
All right, let me get you unpinned. Nice job, Justin. Love it. Okay. A couple things I'm sure most of you have seen, but just a reminder, it's not safe out there in general. And I know it's pretty traditional for a lot of our agents to show their picture on all their marketing, but that's also a place to be careful because the wrong types. Forewarn is free to all of us that belong to HAR, ABOR, SABOR, or Netris, which is the Metrotex in Dallas. If you haven't downloaded it yet, please download it and get your account. It's free through HAR. Anybody that calls you on an unrecognized number, someone wants to see a property, obviously be smart. Make sure people know where you are, but you can check their numbers on Forewarn to verify, and it shows their criminal record, shows those type of things. And if it's a number that doesn't show up in Forewarn, it's probably a Google number. So I've used this many times. I know agents have as well, and there's been stories recently where it's saved people from going out and meeting the wrong people that had ill intent. So I want to make sure you all are aware of that. I think Maria, do you have your hand up? Okay.
Really quick, I just wanted to ask Don, is there a deadline on how long you have to sell your house?
Don, you hear that?
No, I'm sorry. What was it?
How much time do you have to sell your house?
3 months. And if you don't get it sold in 3 months, you have an option. And the option is that they make an offer to buy your house. And so you know what, you have a fallback position. Or if you want 3 more months, then there's a certain amount of money that you would pay extra in order to get the other month. So in all, 6 months. So like I said, a very reasonable amount of time. Even if it has to go with the additional 3 months, we already know what that number would be. It's not like a number that they spring on you later on and say, okay, you want this additional 3 months. This is how much more it's going to be. You know exactly how much it's going to be at that point. And for us, it would be about $4,000. So,
Nice.
Which, and Don, I know they have a few options, but a lot of them, you don't have a mortgage payment on that existing home. So,
yeah, right. It's paid. Yeah.
So like that fee, yes, there is an extra fee for 3 extra months, but you don't have a mortgage payment, right? So if the home does sit for whatever reason, you're not making double mortgage payments. That's all baked into the cost, basically.
That's right. And that 4,000, believe me, is less than the house payment would have been.
Yeah, exactly. Right. So it's a win-win.
That's cool. Lily, you got a question?
Yes. This is for Don. I have emailed you twice and I got no response. So am I using the wrong email address?
No, I saw the one last night. Was there another one before that?
Yes, but it was about the same thing.
So yeah, we can talk about that. It's about a probate designation. I got that one. I didn't get the first one though. When did you? Well, it doesn't matter when you sent the first one, but yeah, definitely I can talk to you about that probate designation.
Okay, all right. You gonna call me?
I will do that. Definitely, I will. Yeah,
Okay.
Yesterday was a little bit crazy in
Okay,
here,
no problem.
but I didn't see it till last night. Actually, didn't see it till last night.
Okay, but I thought maybe I used the wrong email. So
Nope, you're good. You're good.
Okay. Now I have a question. Do you put a rental listing in RSA
Yes.
Yes.
under, where? Is it sale or
It's a listing.
listing? Okay, listing. Okay, all right. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. And then also the news came out recently that now the HAR MLS, the association has now an agreement with NITRIS, which is your North Texas Real Estate Information System, which is Metrotex and all of the Dallas-Fort Worth area. So you as an HAR member have access with your e-key to about 80% of the properties across the state, which means anything listed in Unlock, which is Austin, Sabor, which is San Antonio, NITRIS, which is Metrotex, Dallas, Fort Worth, and so forth, and Houston, you have access to. You can show properties with your e-key. You have access to the information through your HER. I say all that because that's great because you have access to pull information, but we have a competency issue. If you haven't sold in Dallas before, you still are not competent into selling in Dallas. You haven't sold in San Antonio before. Again, we have a requirement to provide supervision. It's always good to refer them out to people that live in those areas or to work with somebody that does. You get this. If you're going to do a lot of business in Dallas, that is perfectly fine. But I want to say that we have agents that belong to this office that live in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. We have agents that live in San Antonio, in Austin as well, 40 to 50 in each area that work out of this office. We also have 3 additional brokerage offices that are in a different entity, but are in the Dallas-Fort Worth area that are about 250 of our HomeSmart agents up there as well. So we can connect you with them. And you can also do the work, but you want to work with somebody up there so you can develop that competency. And I mentioned the commercial agents as well already. Don, anything else on this? Any comments?
Yep. One thing on your app, on your app for e-key or for Supra. Boy, sorry, lost my train of thought there. Anyway, there's a place here where in that top yellow bar, hard to see, there it says Houston Association of Realtors. If you want to see all the different associations that your key will now work in, there's a down arrow and all of the different associations where our key will work are listed there. So
This is really helpful. Before, as a broker belonging to all the different associations, I had to have my key, what they call it co-op, meaning they had to add the additional access to the different super boxes in different areas in additionally to my actual key. Now the one key actually works in those areas, so it's cool. Maria, got another question? Moving on. During the meeting last month, we talked about the legislative changes that happened.
Sorry.
Okay, Maria, go ahead.
When I saw that HAR is working with the other MLSs,
Uh-huh.
I went on my website through the HAR, the HAR website, and I also called HAR. And if somebody is in Austin and they goes on your website and they wants to see a house in Austin, we get that lead.
We get the feed, yes.
No, the lead.
The lead, if it's your lead, yes.
Yeah, it's not the listing agent that gets the lead in Austin. We get the lead if they go off our website.
If they look at an Austin property on your website.
Austin property on my website and HAR.
Nice.
They input their information. We get the lead, which
Nice.
was fantastic because I belong to like 3 MLSs. Now I don't have to.
That is fantastic. So therefore, you can start, if you have permission, marketing listings in other markets.
Yeah, and then I would refer them up. For
Yeah,
sure.
super smart. That's awesome. Thanks for sharing.
Yeah.
All right. Last month, I went over the laws that went into effect on September 1st. I've got an email that will go out after this meeting that has a Texas Realtors put together a 1-page talking points so you can explain these things to yourself and to your clients as well, what they actually mean. There was an update to the HOA laws. There's an update to prohibiting certain people from certain countries to buy in properties. Again, there's information I'll send out so you have a copy in front of you. The biggest thing here is you're not required to police these laws when it comes to Senate Bill 17. That is the Attorney General supposed to police those things. just treat everybody the same. You want to avoid any kind of fair housing issues about that, and just know the laws are in place and there are certain enforcement for it. The good news around this on Senate Bill 1333 is for squatters and fraudulent renters, there's now a quicker way to deal with them using law enforcement for landlords and property owners. That's really good. And of course, expanding career training. They spent $8 billion to invest in a career training center, basically in Houston. So we're looking forward to that being rolled out. But that's really cool. So some other things coming up down on January 1st. Don and I will have lots of training on new forms, law changes around the end of the year. So they're always tweaking things around compensation, listing agreements, and so forth. We've looked at the forms, made comments on the forms. They're not finalized yet, but when they are, we will have trainings on them. But look for that email today after this meeting with all the different one-pagers so you can have the information at your fingertips. All right. Events. We're event heavy here. Obviously, tomorrow, Dawn is doing a Friday Fundamental virtually at 10 o'clock. You should have the email that I sent out yesterday or day before yesterday with a link. Also on your Real Smart Agent calendar, you can sign up for it if you want to. It is a Google Meet. But he's talking about the listing presentation, right? It's, oftentimes we can be nervous going before a seller, and Dawn talks about that tomorrow. So make sure you tune into that. Anything else, Dawn, on that? On your listing presentation training?
No, don't think so. It really just looks at the steps, the things that you want to try to accomplish while you're out there.
Mm-hmm. Wonderful. Thank you. Next Wednesday, we have our October contracts, or our CE class, again, free to you. We're going to be over there at the Republic Square building off of the Katy Freeway, which we've had the last several at. Lunch is provided as usual. This is a 3-hour class on condominium, the condominium contract to be specific. And this qualifies as a contract course for your renewal requirements, which is awesome. So make sure you sign up. I know a couple people said the virtual part is full. We might expand some of that, but we definitely want to fill the room if we can. So sign up and join us for lunch. It'll be fun. Elevate 2025. I mentioned this earlier. This is every year we do a series of trainings that's virtual. It's live virtually and then recorded for your consumption later on. It's all about different ways to grow your business. The first 2 years we had our corporate leaders, meaning our president, vice president, and different titles, CEO and whatever, doing classes. We had Todd Sumney doing classes. This year we're having agents, team leaders, and market leaders like myself teaching classes. All about this. So we have limitless leads and listing hacks being taught by our Dallas area broker, building buyer confidence, time management, daily habits, communication and negotiation strategies, which is really good, building and elevating your personal brand. Of course, then I'm teaching on building a sustainable business on trust and reputation. And then there's teams, join one, start one, or stay solo. This is one of our top HomeSmart teams, the Panozo team. They are a riot. They're energetic and they are killing it. And so it's a great perspective for you guys. It's a great way to cap out this training series. You'll like it. All right. This is, I sent the email. No need reason to read all of it. Just the upcoming trainings that we do every single month. A couple things I want to point out. Obviously, we have our end of the month. We're thinking about doing a mixer, a costume type thing here in the office, getting everybody together. Kind of an office lunch, but more along the lines of a mixer. Details to follow. Our top producers, or our top 15 lunch, will be this month as well. We'll announce the recipients of that here next week when the numbers are all finalized for the last quarter. So we're now in the fourth quarter, and then we'll go from there. Okay. This is one I said we're going to do this next month on the 12th of November in the same location we do our CE training. We're going to do a in-person brokerage meeting. We're going to have special guests there, obviously getting close to the end of the year, talk about our holiday party, talk about the upcoming events, provide lunch for you. We had a great networking time last time. People really enjoyed it. So mark your calendar for the 12th of November for our next brokerage meeting, which will be in person. And I'll try to do a hybrid if we can manage it. Between Don and I and everybody else. All right. I want to celebrate our agents, as Don was saying, and celebrating the mentees. Yes, Ira. You have to unmute yourself, Ira.
Sorry.
No problem.
Thank you so much for giving me a chance to talk. You said you will have a class next week on our office in 610, correct?
No, the next week, next Wednesday is our CE class, which will be at the Republic Square building, which is 13501 Katy Freeway. And we've been doing there the last several months. It's a nice big 110 seat type facility. And I'll remind everybody. Yep.
Sorry, I was looking on the schedule on the smart home agent in October 8, 10 to 1 condominium that you just was talking. Is it in Galleria, correct?
No, that just have to change the address on that. That's what we're talking about. That's the contract.
Oh, okay.
Yep. I'll
Okay,
update that
so
for you. Yep.
thank you, because you said that I was confused. Thank you.
Wonderful. Looking forward to it. All right. As I was saying, we're our agents. We like to celebrate our agents, and we're celebrating the mentees when they're doing deals. In a year that's been kind of interesting with interest rates and softening prices and things on the market longer, we still have teams and agents that are really, really doing well. So through 3 quarters of the year, so this is like 75% done. So we're not even there yet. In September, the Bay Area group leads the group for transaction size, followed by the Portillo Realty Group, followed by HSI Commercial, and the Young Real Estate Group are leading the sides for the month of September. Sides are the transaction sides, buy side, sell side. Top teams in volume. This is the size of the properties they sold together combined. The Bay Area Group leads the way, followed by Portillo Realty Group, Royal Elite Realty Group, Texas Electric Group, and the Young Real Estate Group. Congratulations to all of you. Now, I'll slow down a little bit on individuals. So for September, we every month, it's interesting to see who's on the leaderboard. It's basically how busy that month's been. So the top agents for units in September, just for 30 days, is Henry Anegi, Wendy Olvera, Eric Portillo, Tracy Frederick, Claudia Daza, Margarita Drakes, Diana Ard, Kimberly Botfris, Arnold Coloma, and Lola Prado. Congratulations to everybody. Henry's been killing it. Eric's been killing it. Tracy's been killing it all year long. Claudia's moving up the leaderboard as well. So all of you, congratulations on your continued success. And then, of course, we always look at volume as well. So you sell a lot of property. Are they, $25,000 lots? Or are they $2.5 million homes? It all adds up. So our top sales volume for September was Haney Elktub, Henry Anegi, Wendy Olvera, Maria Garcia, Miguel Salgado, Saizid, Prasla, Uday Kale, Tracy, Eric, and Wendy rounding out the top 10. Congratulations to all of you. It's encouraging to see this. And then we always want to see kind of what we're doing year to date. And so it's we look at volume. This is just the total volume. Tim O'Neill still leading the way at 29 million for the year, all commercial. Alan Avila at 17 million, commercial as well. Followed by Lizette, 14 million, mostly buyers. It's amazing. Tracy killing it with 12 million buyers and sellers. Henry Anegi, 9 million. Sazid, 8.5. Maria Lanavar, 8 million. Travis, 7 million. Eric, 6.8. And Eves. Everybody except for the top 2 is all residential, and I love it. So that means you're out there killing it every day, working hard. So congratulations to everybody. And of course, this is the units. So when you want to measure yourself up against the board for 3 quarters of the year, how many transactions have they closed throughout the year? Well, that's leading the way with 41 so far. So you're doing the math. That's about, 5 a month? Yep, a little over 5 a month. That's pretty good. Tracy Frederick, 37, Henry, 24, Sheena, 23, Eric, 22, Douglas, 20, Wendy Olvera, 19, Eve, 19, Faria, 16, Claudia, 16, Travis, 15, and Clarence, 15. So 15 is still very good. We're 9 months through. That's still over 1 a month, almost 2 a month for the top 12. So very, very good. Congratulations. And last but not least, we look at GCI. How much money are they making right here at Home Mart, taking home? So Tim O'Neill, over 600,000 this year through 9 months. Lizette, about almost 500,000. Henry, Saizid, Sheena, Alan, Faria, Maria, and Douglas, just under 200,000. So in a year, when you think about it, they're working hard. So congratulations. It also shows you that it's possible in any market to do well in real estate. Right, Don?
Yes, sir.
I like this one too. A dream written down with a date becomes a goal. A goal broken down into steps becomes a plan. A plan backed by action becomes a reality. I don't know where you are in the process, but I usually do great on writing down dreams and making steps. It's the last one, backed by action. That is the key to making it happen. So make sure you're out there doing that. But you got to have all of it first before you can take steps. And that is all. Look at that, Don. An hour. Did great. I want to stop sharing first of all. Well, obviously it's longer in person. We have a chance to teach something. Don teaches some. I'll teach some next month. Look forward to it. We should have some special guests from corporate or from headquarters, if you say. And we might have a whole lot more realty associate agents on board with us at the same time too. So a chance to network, refer more business, get to know more people. Any last question before we end this call for today? I appreciate you all tuning in and listening. Thanks, Don, for your input. And as always, it's phenomenal. Nope. Okay. Well, then have a blessed Thursday afternoon and we'll get going. All right, guys. See ya.
See y'all.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.